Hello everyone. In the last video we discussed the basic of API and serialization, and we covered all the things of APIs and what is serialization, why we use, and what type of activities we can do with API and serialization. So if you haven't seen the video yet, please watch it fast. So today we will show how to make a serialization in a practical and also API. So we will build a serializer, create a post API, and finally save data to database using that API. So without wasting time, let's get started. So at first I will open my Django project, and here is it. To save time and keep the video short, I have already created a Django projects and also model you can see here, and to define the structure of data, and also made a views.py functions for handling this data, and also configure admin panel. So I can show my admin panel. Sorry. Okay, what is the mistake? Is okay. So actually I have tested it and the data saved correctly into the database, and now I can show my data, and you can see here a simple forms. And now I will log in my admin panel. So you can see here my models and lot of data, but you can see all this data. And you can see my data, and this form works successfully and handle data views.py, and this is the terminal showed. And now we will go to official Django REST frameworks website and explore the serialization section, because today video we will build a serializer and API. So at first I go to this Django REST framework website, and tutorial and serialization sections. So you will see some introduction tool and commands here in there, and but to be honest, many beginners find it complicated, and so I will skip their styles and show you much easier way. So first of all write this command in our terminal for installing Django REST framework. So I create a new terminal and write this command and enter. So you can see a request already satisfied. That means REST framework already installed in my machine. So viewers, at first you can install this Django REST framework in your machine. After that, working and move next steps. So now my next step is write and add Django REST framework, just REST frameworks in installing app sections. So why I write these things? Because this is the external app, and the Django won't recognize it unless we register it here. So now REST framework is already to use, and our basic work is done for Django REST framework. Now to contact our models with the API, we need to create a serialization. Let's create a file name, that name is serialization.py, and inside our app. So you can see here, this is the serializer.py file. I just copied this name and made file inside my app name. Serializer.py is created, and now we connected to model API, and we need to create some codes. So first of all, I will write from REST framework, import serializer. We import Django REST Framework serializer tool for writing serializer code. So I write from okay, wait, we should use REST framework, import serializer. After that, we import Django REST Framework serializer tool. After that, we import our models. So our model's name is contract. So I copied this model's name and just write form dot models and import our model's name. After that, we create a class name, and we will create a class name. That name is contact serializer. It inherits from model serializer, which means it automatically works with Django models together. So at first I will write class contact serializer dot serializer dot model serializer, you can see here, and then write class meta. So this inner class is a required to give extra information. And now I want to mention my model name. Models equals to contact. So we don't need this line, and that is okay. So after that, fields, we must add field, and this means include all fields from the models, and the serializer will now convert model data into the JSON, in JSON back to the model in front end. So I already added this added this code, field equals to all, and now we will create a view function to receive JSON data and validate it and save it to the database. So we will go to this views.py sections and add some code. So first of all, I add form dot serializer contact serializer. For we call this serializer from serializer dot py file. So next is we need to REST API. I means API views for testing our API. So we need from REST framework dot decorates import API views, and next is API response. Sorry. From response, and next is we need to status code, and also we need to import our model from dot models, and I think the first line is the REST frameworks, sorry, not first line, second line, the REST framework dot decorates import APIs views. Actually, this line allow us to use a simple function based API views for testing our API. And second is response from REST framework dot response import response. This let us return proper API response in the JSON format. And this one, the from REST framework import status, this give the clean HTTP status code like 200 400 201 created etc. And finally form dot models, I import my models and also serialization, and we import our models and serialization, we just build it. That's why we just imported these types of line. And now we enter the main code. So at first we need to API views. First of all, I will write at the rate of an API views and first bracket, after that third bracket, and uh, between I write post, I will write post, and I will write function def create contract API. I will write my function name contract API, contract API. So why I write this views at the rate of API views post and depth contract API for request. Actually, at the rate of API views post, that means this function only accept post request, and we are not allowing get, put or delete here. And after that I write def contact API, that means function names, and write bracket and write request. Actually this is the function and that handle the API request. After that we will write a variable that names serializer, and serializer equals to contact serializer, and that equals to request dot data. So actually I first of all I made a variable, after that called my serializer dot py file, and after that I write bracket and middle I write data equals to request dot data. Actually we pass the incoming data, usually JSON, and into the serializer. So I will try to map the data to the model field. That's why I write this line. So next is now we should check the data is valid. So if serializer dot is valid, then serializer dot save, and now we will show a message return response serializer dot data status and status code. So first of all I write if serializer dot is valid, That means we check if the data is valid, for example no missing fields or wrong information or wrong formats etc. After that if valid is safe, the data is to the database, just like using dot save in this Django form. You can see here serializer dot save. After that I write return response and create a message data saved successfully, and add a status code. A status code name is http 201 created, and this line return a success message with a status code 201 created. So now I will write one more line, return response serializer dot error status code 400 bad request. So why I write this line? Actually, if invalid data try to save in database, it return here error message and 400 bad request status. So I think our views is completed, and now serializer and models connected each other, and finally now let's connect the API in URL sections, so it can be accessed, for it can be accessed. So I add a extra or one line for URL path, and so you can see here our auto correct code. I write this whole line. I explain actually that is this our URL, and this is my function's name. You can see here our API function names contact API, and this is the URL name for using any web page or anywhere. So our API system is now ready. So now let's start if the API is working. So at first I run my server. Okay, I just showed a simple. I think I will made a I made a mistakes. Okay, I understand why I made a mistakes. So you can see here my projects run successfully. Now I want to test my API. So if everything is correct, I think the data will be saved in a database, and you will see in Django admin panel, and you will receive message data saved dot successfully, I think. So at first I tried uh, so this is our interface for checking API. In others API systems like fast API and many more, they cannot they don't give these types of interface for checking API, but in REST framework you can test inbuilt Django REST framework tester. So now I check my API systems for sending JSON data. You can see here my admin panel already 12 data are available in this admin panel. Now I add one more new data, and name I will write spread, and okay. So you can see here all the data are saved successfully, and write hello, I am interested in your services. So I will check in database. So you can see here spread data are saved in Python objects. So you can see here all the data, and I successfully saved this database. So if I sending any database any data, if I try to sending any unformatted data like that, then what type of message showed in this page? So you can see here detailed JSON pass error, and the HTTP 400 byte request. That means this one, so we test our main API systems. And so in today's video we will learn how to install and set up Django REST Framework, how to build a serializer, and how to create a post API to save data into the database. And this is just a beginning. In the next video you will learn about the get, put or delete methods to fetch, update and delete data. And I didn't cover everything in one video because the would be too much, I think. And so stay connected, and I will see you the next part.